meeting of the Economic Development Task Force for Tuesday, July 2025 may come to order. Please silence all cell phones. I'll do that while I'm thinking of it. And Ms. Bergeron, please call the roll.
Good morning. Chairman Joaquin.
Here.
Vice Chair Romero.
Here.
Member McKenna.
Here.
Member Poole.
Here.
Member Tagman.
Here.
Samantha Bergeron, Economic Development Director, present.
And thank you for wearing dual hats today. You're so far, so good.
So far, so good. Well, it's all
Jury's
thanks to
still
Phil.
We will be grading along the way. So do we have a motion to approve the meetings from May 20th, 2025 meeting?
So moved. Second.
Samantha, would please call the, no, do we approve that or do?
I can either call the roll or you
Majority.
can, everyone in favor say A or
I
anyone
think I'd get better at
negative.
this by now. I'm still,
It's however you want to do that.
ChatGPT hasn't taught me Robert's Rules of Order quite yet.
We'll take a roll.
Please
There.
call the roll.
Okay. Chairman Joaquin.
Approve, yes.
Vice Chair Romero.
Yes.
Member McKenna.
Yes.
Member Poole.
Yes, if I can vote, because I wasn't at the meeting.
Yes, you can.
You can vote, you just
Yes.
can't
You
make
can
the
vote.
motion. Yep. Member Tagman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we have a presentation today. Debbie, is it Meals Mile? Meals. Meals a Day. Who is the President, CEO, and Film Commissioner of New Smyrna Beach Visitors Bureau. And you're going to provide a report on your work. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. And I'm really happy to be able to tell you about what we do and how we do it, because I know a lot of people get us confused. Are we city? Are we county? Where do we lay? So we are a political subdivision of the county. Our budget rolls up into Volusia County, but we are a 50c3. So we are very independent and we're a state statute. And I'm going to go into that here in a moment, but I wanted to share with you what our vision, our mission, our brand promise is. We want to inspire a vibrant coastal community and our diverse local experiences and highlight our unique business charm. Our mission is to build responsible tourism. You'll see how we're doing that in a few minutes, and elevate the economic vitality of the quality of life here. And our promise is to make sure that we're authentic to our style, and we continue to protect that through sustainable measures. And you can see some of our commitments. We want to work with all of our partners here throughout Southeast Volusia. I want to give you a little information. Our global association that we're members of has an accreditation program, and it's a lot like ISO 9000 and whatever number it's at right now. But we have been accredited for 9.5 years, and this year, well actually last year, we had a renew in this accreditation, and it's a destination accreditation program, and it has 20 different modules with about 10 to 12 sub-modules in there. And it's everything from financial, fiscal responsibility to HR issues to marketing to you name it. It covers every aspect of business. And we actually excelled in this past year, and we actually got with distinction, which means that every kind of extra credit point that you could get for doing things above and beyond, we excelled at. So we are accredited with distinction. And then the other CDME is a Certified Destination Management Executive, and I have taken all those tests and accreditation steps to be certified with them too. So we take this very serious. We want to make sure that everything runs smoothly in our office and that we can be the best for our partners.
Congratulations on
Thank
those
you.
designations.
Thank you. That was a labor of love, and now they've just, reorganized it again and structured it with all the new nuances that are coming out with all the technology stuff. So we'll be doing that again next year. Our board of directors, we have 7. We have Betsy Baker, who's in with Marriott, Mike Armin with Oak Hill, Donna Ruby, Atlantic Plaza, Jamie Dudley from the Spring Hill Suites, Richard England from Havant Canal, Chad Truxell from Marine Discovery Center, and Rebecca Zaruzin from Norwood. So we have a nice cross-section with the restaurants, the arts, and the lodging. Our staff, we have Haley, Eva, Lily will be starting August 4th, and we have 2 volunteers, Nancy, who's amazing. She's volunteered at many different things in town, has been with us for 18 years. And Carol from Minnesota, who comes here seasonally, has been a volunteer for 5 years. I wanted to talk about the bed tax, as most people know it. There's a tourism development tax, which is state statute. It started way back in the early days with New York City, where the hotels got together and said they wanted to tax themselves to have a marketing plan and to be able to market the city. And then it took off and it went through many counties, many states. Florida has the tourism development tax, and that was a state law in 1977. And it allows counties to levy the tax on short-term rentals, which is 6 months or under. And that's marine, boats, it's bed and breakfasts, single-family homes, condos, hotels, the whole gamut. So through local ordinances with Volusia County and then the state statutes, the county collects that bed tax on our behalf. Small print, but this just gives you all the details about the articles and everything. If you ever stayed in a property here, you would see 2 taxes on your folio when you check out. One is a convention development tax and one is a tourism development tax, and it's 3% each. So the visitor pays 6% on that bed stay per night, and 3% is the tourism development tax, and that goes to fund the Ocean Center, and the convention development tax actually stays back here with us. A little reversed, but it is what it is. And the county then administers that program and collects it and then remits it back to us. And they take about 1% off for county services. We have access to their legal department, their HR, all of that when we should need that. We have a destination stewardship plan. I put that in your packet there before you today. And we did this a couple years ago. Our board went through a bunch of surveys with the industry, and over 1,040 residents responded to that survey. And we had town hall meetings in Port Orange, Edgewater, Oak Hill, New Smyrna Beach, and we created these strategic goals and initiatives for our office. And we are working that plan right now as we speak. Some of the items in that 10-year plan is developing experiences for the residents and the visitors alike, because we don't want to leave the residents out. They're very, very important to us. We know we need more indoor. We're such an outdoor destination. We need more indoor experiences to keep the visitors actively engaged while they're here. Encourage the visitors to explore the county. First, we want to get them to Southeast Volusia, and then obviously stay in Volusia County if we can. Develop districts through the area. I'm on the task force for the Arts District and working with the historic Canal Street District as well. So we are very supportive of any of those districts that come in. We know visitors choose to come to those different areas, and it's a great marketing arm for us. We also focus on placemaking, so we want to make sure that we create a sense of place and vibrancy, and also transportation and mobility options. The Chamber and the Parking Task Force actually use the mobility options out of our 10-year plan to help promote the city in starting that task force and developing the parking items here. I've been working with Volusia County too as well to make sure that everything dovetails from our end of it and make sure we have all the parking on our area maps and visitor guides and websites, so we can certainly let the visitor know where to go, know before you go, all of that. Evolve and expand tourism industry. We want to support the residents and let them really truly understand what we do and how we do it, and then champion the needs of the industry. We're always continually trying to educate the hoteliers, the restaurants, and the attractions in the area, and make sure that they have the proper tools and they know what's coming on and trends, and then of course just general support of the whole industry. I thought bringing this management cycle chart to you today would be really important. When we build a place where they want to visit, then they want to come here and they want to live here. And if they want to live here, then they definitely want to work here in most cases. And by working here, then businesses want to come here and develop. And then again, you would repeat the cycle, and it goes on and on. So working with economic development, I've worked with Samantha for a long time, and Bliss at SEVMTC, and Mike down in Oak Hill. It's very important for us to kind of dovetail. We do a lot of research. We do a lot of visitor profiles that you'll see in a minute that we can help everyone. So very important that tourism does touch everyone. Our visitor profile we gave out in May at our annual National Tourism Week. These are statistics from the year 2024. We're often a year in arrears. We go on calendar year, January to December. So these are the statistics from last year. One thing that's new about these statistics is that we used to separate day trippers from overnight stays. And we decided not to do that because the day trippers are bringing in a lot of economic impact. And that number is too big actually to separate. So we wanted to keep that in here. And you can see the millions of dollars that the direct visitor is spending, state and local income tax paid, and local jobs supported, 2,800 in the hospitality industry. And in New Smyrna Beach alone, probably 90% of that number is right here. Port Orange has some hotels, Edgewater does as well, but the majority of these numbers come from New Smyrna Beach. One thing I wanted to call out is that every household saves approximately $455 per year. And of course, the state of Florida does not have a state income tax due to tourism. So very important. And one other statistic is that 179 visitors equates to 1 job in Southeast Volusia. And then here you have some demographics. Average length of stay, 5.4 nights. Party size is just about 3 people. Average occupancy is very, very interesting because a lot of people see how busy we get and they're like, oh my God, like we can't be sold out all the time. Well, I can say there's very few days that probably every hotel, every condo has ever been sold out. On average, on a really busy time, we're probably 60 to 70% occupancy. And hoteliers, whether they're B&B, whatever, you have to make over 50% to be profitable and to be able to stay in business. So the fact that our average occupancy in 2024 was 48.9%, that's a little on the low side. But a lot of our properties are getting a little more savvier and they've raised their rates, the average daily rate. And even if occupancy goes down a little bit, they can still make the money they need to survive. And we want to make sure that they're prosperous because the last thing we want is plighted, beachside properties and any other problems that might come with that. All right, and then we have also in the demographics, the domestic feeder markets that we pull from. We have seen these go up. One thing we've been working very, very hard to do, the Orlando Daytona Beach DMA was a lot higher. It was almost 50% of our number when I came here. We've been working to try to spread our wings, if you will, and cover more of the state because that drive market is so important when the economic times, tariffs, inflation, all of that kicks in. People are going to get in the car and drive where they can go that's safe and have a great time. So we've been trying to get the Tampa St. Pete numbers up. We know there's very high head of household incomes over there, as well as Jacksonville. The Miami-Fort Lauderdale area has definitely increased. I mean, it was like 3% for quite a while, and then it jumped up to 5%. West Palm Beach, these are really good numbers. And then our out-of-state feeder markets, such as New York City, Atlanta. Atlanta's a big demographic for us. We've got Delta flying in and out of there. And also, yes, drive market.
You can finish your point, but I did have a question.
Yeah, sure, please.
So I see a lot of, with the exception of Orlando, other beach areas. Where are people coming here from Tampa, as an example?
Where in Tampa are they coming from?
Why?
Or why?
They've got beaches there. Is it Daytona 500?
Yeah.
Is it,
Yep, correct. Tampa, that whole West Coast has really exploded. I mean, it's very heavily populated and densely populated. Tampa would have to use the St. Pete Clearwater beaches as their closest beach. They have the Causeway beaches, but they would definitely go to St. Pete Clearwater. It is a change for them. They can get away, not have to drive all day. It's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive over here. We are such a sweet spot, as we call it coastal chic. You can come here. We say that you can come here and detox from all the intoxicating places like Orlando, Miami, Tampa, St. Pete. It's, you're go. And over here, you can really have that authentic vacation. You can kick back. Our tagline this year, matter of fact, is relax already. Everybody's in hyper mode. We want you to come here and relax. We want you to respect the area, responsible travel, all of that. So we are actually a really good place for any of those larger cities to come to and kind of escape. So that is what we've heard from our research.
Okay.
Yeah. In
That's
Orlando, we've had people come in our visitor center and say, oh, I just moved to Orlando. We were told this was our beach.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for
Yeah.
them, but,
That's because of the ad campaign back in the early
Yes.
2000s,
Yeah.
mid-2000s, yeah. There
Yeah.
was-
I
Orlando's
mean,
Beach was the ad campaign at that time.
yes, exactly. And I know St. Pete Clearwater is still running, their Best Beaches campaign over in Orlando too. So, there was a point where, you're playing that tug of war with
Yeah.
Orlando, but you have to remember also Orlando is an international market in the sense that that airport brings in a lot of international connectivity. So it's in a very, very important market for us because the Germans, the Brits, everyone else travels through there. So it is a very important market. But yes, you're right. Early on, we haven't done that. That was one of the first things I did the first year was take down all the billboards and kind of back off marketing there. It does get covered a little bit with digital marketing, but it's a necessary market nonetheless. And I know a lot of Orlandoans do own second homes over here. So you have that, and then friends and family following and everything. So these out-of-state feeder markets, we are especially trying to be always on the best we can with the budget in those top feeder markets where there's airlift into Daytona Beach International Airport. And we have Avello, Breeze, Delta, and American flying in there.
so will I see a sign promoting New Smyrna Beach or Volusia County up in New York and LaGuardia or?
You
in
won't
their-
see a sign.
They have one in Times Square.
Yeah, Daytona has done the Times Square big digital board for the last couple of years. New York, we haven't been fully. We've done media missions up there, and we've done digital that goes over that DMA, but you won't probably on any given day be able to find us exactly. But with Connecticut, we have had for the last 2 years a marketing program with Great Day Connecticut, and we've actually brought their news anchors down here, Scott and Kara, who run the Great Day Connecticut show, and we've had them fill live remotes, which is the first time the studio's ever done that. And so we've gotten a lot of play up there in Connecticut, and I know we've had a lot of folks moving here from Connecticut
Is
as well.
that here in New Smyrna Beach, or is it Daytona, or do you represent Daytona?
No,
You
I don't.
Okay,
No,
so
and that's a
you're
good
south.
point. I neglected to say that one of the unique things about Volusia County is that there's 3 of us.
Okay.
My counterpart, Lori Campbell Baker in Daytona Beach, handles the Halifax Advertising Authority, and she handles Daytona Beach, South Daytona. And then Georgia Turner over in West Volusia handles the Landaberry, Deltona, Pearson, all of that. And then I handle Southeast Volusia. Yeah. So, and we all want the same thing. We want to keep them in Volusia County and travel within. The other thing we want to do is let the people in Orlando and stuff say, come over here, stay here, relax, go spend the day at Kennedy or Universal or Orlando, but enjoy here and detox and really enjoy your stay.
I'm not sure that detox is a good word to use when it relates to New Smyrna Beach, because a lot of people don't detox here.
Well, it is getting a little
Double
busier, I
down.
will say that,
Double
but
down.
yeah,
Allergical problem.
yeah,
Double down in Volusia, there's the new tag.
yeah. We relax already is what we're kind of saying this year, but you're right. It's and we, since doing this, I've learned we've got a lot of what I'll call kind of barefoot CEOs. A lot of people have places here, like one of the executives from Netflix, and we've learned that through a lot of filming that there's a lot of people that have second homes here and everything. So, it's a rich culture here, and we want to, promote that, but yet keep it, authentic. So,
I see you're the film commissioner as well.
yes. Yeah.
Any movies going to be, or any media coming here?
I was happy to be involved with the producers and met the producers of F1 with
Did you
Brad
meet
Pitt.
Brad Pitt, though? That's
Well,
all.
I saw him. I didn't get to personally meet him, but I was at the laundromat when they were filming with Javier
Why'd they burn
Bardem.
down Pappas after that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Why'd they burn down Pappas after that?
Yeah, I was so excited to finally have film tourism here, and
Yeah,
my place
exactly.
burnt down. I got the laundromat. That's all I got left. But I'll go with it. Yeah, we've had some great shows here and commercials and stuff, so hopefully we'll keep that going. I just wanted to show you here marketing and our work with economic development. I forget how many years it's been now, but we've been working with Bliss and Samantha on doing joint ads in Livability, Site Selection Magazine, Florida Trend, and we've been able to kind of help be the wind and lift all of us up together and working together between the messaging for the laid-back community and luxury here, and then the work and life balance, and then the aerospace industry, and anything else about being great with permitting and getting the businesses in here. So it's been a really great partnership. We look forward to keeping that going. Just a little sample there of a couple ads that we've run. And then I want to go back to the direct flights in the Daytona International Airport here. These are the aircraft that are coming into the Daytona Beach International Airport in the cities that we've brought on just in the last year. And the airport team, Cyrus, Karen, and Joanne have done a great job bringing in these carriers. There is a new flight on Breeze coming in. Yeah, we do have Akron up there. Akron, Ohio is coming starting September 3rd. I'll be traveling next month to Providence, Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island, and finishing up some media mission in Connecticut. That is a really good marketplace for us. And I know I think I have about 6 or 7 residents in my neighborhood that have moved down here from Connecticut. So they use the craft all the time going back and forth. And that's the important thing too. It's not just getting them in, but using Daytona Airport, because the prices of each ticket will go down eventually when the traffic is there. And then the lure of getting more craft in for different destinations will be there too as well. So very important balance there to juggle all of that. And then this is just a graphical map showing you predominantly we've always marketed east of the Mississippi. These red states show you the aircraft that are coming into Daytona International Airport, and that we're putting a concerted effort into those marketplaces to make sure that we can really maximize that and keep those planes full and help all of us win that competition of having people stay here and actually getting these great destinations, and that'll come here, park the car, shop, dine, do all the things we want them to.
It's interesting, Debbie, that if you could go back to that map and the cities that you showed as out-of-state origins for people that come to visit here,
Yeah.
I think are all represented except for Michigan. And Detroit was like 3rd or 4th on your list.
Yeah, and Orlando is a very important airport for us. You know, we get a lot of deplanement from there, as well as Sanford. So yeah, we find the Michigan comes from that, and it's also Drive Market for us too as well, just coming down 75. But we're hoping we'll get a little bit more Midwest, traffic in. So so far things are going pretty well. I mean, they've added relatively quickly. So
well, that was going to be my other question for you was, I know you're Southeast Volusia, but Sanford is an important airport for a lot of those destinations as well too.
Yeah. And Jacksonville has some flights in, so there's some compression here, so the use of the airport in and out of it is really important for us to win that game, getting flights not going to Jacksonville but coming here. So it's really, really important. And I know our staff, we fly out, we connect through Atlanta, Charlotte, wherever we have to connect, just to make that support to the airlines and the airport. The other thing we talked about tourism touches you. It really touches in every aspect. And this is a new branding campaign we came out with a few years ago, just tying everything in and how we can connect with economic development, with the county, with the cities, a sustainability program. We have Leave No Trace. We just finished our stewardship program with Leave No Trace. So these are the 7 principles we try to have every visitor understand. Leave it as you find it, keep it like new, respect wildlife, be careful with fire. We know there's opportunities to go on the trails and also have a fire on the beach and everything. So we just want everybody, we have adopted a mile of the beach, and we do at minimum 5 beach cleanups a year. And I know the team was just out there on July 7th, and yeah, it's amazing. what we're picking up on the beach and all the fireworks and everything else that was still left on the beach. And I know on average, I've picked up about 298 cigarette butts every time I go out. And that's just me. And there's like usually anywhere from 3 to 5 of us out there. We had the Presbyterian Church, shout out to these lovely ladies that came out. We had 20 of them come out with the last beach cleanup. And I mean, just bags and bags of stuff. And it's tragic in my mind, but you know, we want everyone to enjoy the beach, but take it back with you, you know?
Will Volusia County ever clean the beaches? You see in more populated beach areas, take Miami, where they have kind of a rake sifter thing that does
Yeah.
the cigarette butts.
You know, there's a big part of that you want to leave the wreck that comes out of the ocean on the sand, because then the sand buries it and it makes it more stable.
Yeah.
And especially with the storms that we get and the currents that can come in and out, you want that to kind of fortify that. That said, I know Volusia County is starting beach renourishment. They'll be taking out the intracoastal waterways, and that will start in November. So I'll stay in touch. You're probably hearing about it too.
Yeah, we had some information from Florida Inland Navigation District that we had in the newsletter
Yeah.
last month or May, I think. But you know, right now is turtle nesting season,
Yeah.
so they're probably not doing that. And that's been a big thing too of the rakes,
Yeah.
because we do have the
Yeah,
turtles
okay.
that nest.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know they're working up in Daytona right now. They'll be coming down here in November. And
Do you ever do, you know, polls of support for tourism here in the area? Because, you know, we've had a lot of opposition to development, tourism, traffic.
right.
We want it the way it is, stay out, go home. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, a year ago in February, we did a survey out to those residents, and we're due for a survey probably either, you know, right before the holidays or maybe right after the new year, probably finding that time. But we will definitely by next February do another survey out to the residents. And I've been trying to do a speakers bureau, getting out to coalitions and alliances and, you know, HOAs and everything, trying to let people know what we do and how we do it. We don't do mass marketing. We just do not. We, from the get-go, have been very strategic and almost surgical in the way we do things. We want to air at certain times. We, you know, our primary goal is Sunday through Thursday patterns. That's when the hotels have the most need. We know on the weekends things, you know, come alive, and we try not to exacerbate that issue with the weekend travel. Again, you know, you've got surrounding areas, and I'll be the first to say we're the sweet spot here. So I don't blame them for coming here, but in the same token, it's with 2 egresses out to the beach, it's a lot. So, and we're out on State Road 44, and it's sometimes very hard to even cross that road and go either way. So I understand, and we totally do. So yeah, we're due for another poll and survey on that, and we want people to, you know, really understand, because tourism can be a really good thing, and the tax monies that come into the city and the county and the state, and it gets put back into that cycle. And it's, you know, the county fixed up Smyrna Dunes Park. You know, it's all these things that us as residents get to take advantage of. And with the beaches and everything, you know, we're really just trying to, you know, keep all of that going. So, yeah, I would, you know, if there's anything you guys are working on that we can tag team with, I'd love to do it. But I think hospitality is very, very important. There's a lot of people. We have some great restaurants here that we would not be able to enjoy if it wasn't for the visitors, because I can't dine out that much, you know, none of us can. So we need that extra force with the visitors to help sustain.
I know from a local's perspective, it'd be lovely to have some preference to, you know, reservations or, you know, getting in restaurants, especially during high times.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, right now we have a staycation program that started in June, and quite a few of the area lodging properties, you can go to our visit nsbfl.com page on the stay page, and we have a staycation program. So they have discounted the room nights so that local residents can actually vacation in their own backyard at a discounted rate. So we are offering that out. And then in October, we have a Coastal Catch Month. Last year, 18 of the area restaurants got together and decided that they, you know, we've been trying to do like a food week, a dining week, whatever. And they're like, let's do the whole month of October. It's a month of need. So there's two prefix pricing points, $39 or $59. And, you know, you get a minimum 3-course meal, and the value is more than that price point, of course. So we have 13 restaurants in the program this year. So yeah, it's a very good time. Unfortunately, Milton came through last year, so we extended it 2 weeks into November last year. We had everybody in agreement with that. So it's one way that we can, A, help the residents get out to some of those restaurants, and maybe, you know, everything's going up. So, you know, to be able to dine and have a really nice meal for one of those price points, you know, it's been working well. Yeah, so, and that's all I have for you today, but love to be able to chat with you more about anything.
Well, thank you. Questions from the esteemed panel here?
Oh, are they here? One thing that I didn't notice on your slides, or I don't think you had it on there, is just the vast number of events that we have in New Smyrna.
Yes.
And what kind of impact those might have, like Images as an example, or Flamingo Follies. Do you
Yes.
have any sort of research on the economic impact of those type of events?
We do a lot of tracking. We do some interset surveys. We did that during Images this past year. And events are very, very important. I can tell you it's the #1 page on our website that's visited, because people do want to have a lot of things to do when they come here. So events are very important. It's the fiber of a destination. As far as like numbers, I don't have any specific numbers on Images or anything, but I didn't put that in there because I honestly could be here for a lot longer talking about everything, and I'd love to do that, so
Sure.
maybe it can come back. But yeah, the events are very, very important. And actually, you know, the farmers markets are on our website, the car shows, you know, Art Fiesta, the Seafood Festival, all of that good stuff. And you know, we've actually gotten a little techno savvy in the years where it was very cumbersome for us to try to aggregate this data, and now we have some geofencing, and we have and our website, you know, technology that will aggregate anything in our geofence that's an event and bring it in for us to approve and put it on the website. So we've been actually able to garner a whole lot more of events that are going on that maybe people didn't tell us were going on. And I know we've got it where you can filter by Canal Street or Flagler or Third or, you know, Port Orange or Edgewater. And so I think it's been a big help to the city and others. We also have a community page that has those same buttons on it, so that, you know, residents can go and look for things as well. So, you know, we're really trying to reach out with everything, but events very important.
I have a question. Do we do any advertising in any industry-related periodicals, things like the space industry and stuff that we're trying to attract?
We do.
Yeah.
We partner together with the 3 cities, Southeast Solution Manufacturing Technology Coalition, and the Ad Authority. The ads that Debbie showed you, but we've also done Site Selection Magazine. We've also done Florida Trend, and some of those periodicals. So they're not industry specific, but they are business specific and, you know, manufacturing type.
Yeah, and we have a Site Selection Magazine ad running now, and we purchased the digital component of it to stay on the website a little bit longer and actually back that up.
Yeah, this issue was aerospace, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so
correct.
it depends on, we look at the month, you know, they have their plan of what each month's issue is going to focus on. And so we try to really be very specific and very strategic and which ones we're advertising in, because even though we're partnering and sharing the costs, they're still very expensive to advertise in.
Yeah. And we share information and research and everything, so it's worked really well, and we'll continue to do that, of course.
Any other questions coming?
Have you had any feedback on the change of the makeup who's on the beach with the free parking for Volusia residents? Because I've heard a little feedback from some business people that say the locals spend less money than those that come from further out, and therefore it's hurting us a little bit. Have you?
I haven't heard anything yet. I think a lot of that data will be coming out. You know, I'm sure the county council has some information a little bit tighter on that. But yeah, that's beaches are gonna be a premium, it's just the way things are going, and the upkeep on them, the devastation when a storm comes through and everything, but, I agree, because I know with, different events going on too, it brings a lot of residents out, which is a great thing. But, you know, if a visitor can stay in a hotel and walk down to the event and spend the money, where sometimes we'll walk around, you know, because we live here, but, I don't have any specific data on that yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
you always have a comment, are you
No, I
ready?
have a couple of few there. One of the things that Dave mentioned about the events that we have here, and recently the Charter Review Committee met, and they added one more thing into the charter is to enhance and keep our culture of arts and entertainment in the city, as far as like our charter type deal there.
Yeah.
It wasn't there before. And the reason that was put in is because Images, they had an issue last year with Images. They were trying to cancel an event, a big event. And they came here, it was a big hoopla, and eventually it went through, of course. But some things that, as they go through the years and decades of being here, somebody can say, we don't want it anymore. And it can go away. But now this is going to be hopefully put into the charter, say you will do this for the future type deal. Now, I did take a little notes here. What is, all right, volunteers for your office. What do they do?
Anything, it's not just answering phones or attending to walk-in. I mean, now that we're working digitally, we see a lot of people that walk in, they're relocating, or they're on vacation and they're doing Twin Cities, meaning they're bouncing around from St. Augustine, coming down here for a day. So we have them actually working on some marketing programs, helping us with anything like that, on top of, you know, any phones or walk-ins, so a multitude of things. They also come to any event that we're doing, work as volunteers with that too as well.
Cool. So taxes, 6% taxes are for the taxes, 6%. How much of that percentage does come back to the city itself? Or does it all go to the county or to bed tax, for example? One of the questions is, we have a hotel here, people think that city gets back so much money for the taxes there.
It's not the city. The city does not get any
Right,
taxes
that's
from the bed tax.
exactly. So
Right.
what I wanted to clarify is that
Yeah.
when we have a hotel here, we don't actually get any bed tax from that. So I'm trying to find out is how much percentage of the resort tax that is taxed for the county comes back to the city itself.
So if we say city in a large perspective, meaning the Southeast Advertising Authority, the New Smyrna Beach Visitor Bureau, we get approximately about 2% when it's all said and
Right.
done with the admin fees. That comes back to us to be able to put that back in the marketplace and recycle that money so that we get more visitors back in here to spend more dollars. Now, retail, you know, they're paying taxes there, you
Right.
know, the BTRs and BTNs and, you know, all of the other things that a hotel has to do or a restaurant has to do that would come either directly to the city or directly to the county. But those bed tax dollars would, approximately 2% would come back for marketing.
For
And,
marketing to the county. to you guys,
To
to-
Southeast Volusia.
Right,
Yeah,
to you guys,
yeah,
okay.
for us to market. Mhm.
Right, because there's the
Yeah.
perception that, you know, when they say they get so much in bed tax, it is perceived that it comes back to the city and the place, but it's not. It comes back out to the county in reality.
The
Uh,
county
the-
collects it and then
right.
remits it back to us
Right,
for
but you're not,
marketing.
right, that's for your visitors bureau to
Correct,
maintain that, but not for the
correct.
city.
It's
What I'm-
lights,
I
you know, all of
understand,
it.
ma'am. What I'm trying to clarify for people out there that make
Yes.
comments is that hotel tax is great for us here, but it's really, we don't get, the city directly does not get, what we get is impact, the economic impact of the visitors coming in here.
Correct,
and
the economic
putting money-
impact.
Right, that's
Yes.
not bed taxes, because I just wanted to clarify that for the visitor
That's-
viewers, the thousands of viewers that we have out there.
That's really important. And
Yes.
one thing we're trying to do, we've got a new research company that we started with last year, and we've tasked them with drilling down into the sales taxes and we're trying to really get it granular as much as we can to show what is coming back, what's not coming back. It's a lot of data to work on and stuff, but I know there's an economic impact here with you know, different things and rentals and the taxes paid for that and whatever.
Is
you
it
know.
fair to say there's some formula that, you know, a bed tax is collected or, you know, sales tax is collected for something that happens here? County collects it, and do they remit back
Yeah.
to our general fund in some formula?
Well, no, they would remit it back to us, the bed
But-
tax.
To-
Oh, I'm
to-
sorry.
For you for advertising, but what about impact to the the city, for what they generate here.
So basically, when you calculate economic impact, so what goes into those numbers is the investment that the company makes to have their business here, right? Plus the number of employees, plus the average wage of all of their employees added up and then divided by how many employees they have. So that gives you, and then there's a multiplier. So a multiplier is, it's different for every industry. So like manufacturing or aerospace or aviation would have a higher multiplier than maybe a restaurant or a hotel. But there's a multiplier that's used, and that goes into the calculation of how you get the economic impact. If you go back to that slide again. And you got to remember, so, the business receives payment for their good or service. They pay their employees, they pay their suppliers, the employees pay their mortgage, they pay, or their rent, they buy food, they go and visit other restaurants and other businesses and pay. So that's that money circulating so many times in our community.
Multiplier.
That's your economic impact. That's what comes back to the city.
But I guess what I was asking is, if we collect taxes here for, bed tax.
They don't stay here.
Where's that go? It goes to the county
It's
for
collected,
county services they
it's
provide.
collected by the hotelier, right?
Yeah.
It's then passed through and goes to the county. The county takes 3% of that and it goes to support the Ocean Center. They take 1% of it that goes to pay their people to do the work. 2% comes back to our ad authorities. That 2% also then gets recycled and is used to advertise outside of our county to bring more visitors here.
Right.
So that it's this cyclical
So there's no
type
direct
of-
impact to taxes, bed taxes to our city?
That-
Direct, from
No.
tax to here, it's just indirectly.
Correct, it's not a direct.
It has to be washed out
it's
45 times before
not
it
a
gets back
direct-
here.
Right, it's not a direct
Okay.
impact, it's part of the
Right.
economic impact.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of
And
a
the
money
taxes-
laundering sort of approach to the taxes.
I'm there.
But you also look at the state and local
Maybe that's not the word we
taxes.
use either.
Oops.
If you look at the state and local taxes paid by visitors, that 23.6 million, so that does help offset what our residents, citizens pay in taxes.
Yeah. And-
Saved $455 a year.
Exactly. And that is an accurate number. And also the state income tax is not in Florida because tourism is so robust that between the state and everything, they're collecting enough money that they can afford not to do the income
Let's
tax.
lower those property taxes though, please.
Well, yeah, they're working on that.
You mentioned indoor experiences.
Yeah.
What kind of indoor experience would you be in search of? And can businesses tap into some kind of federal funding, federal grants, state grants for that purpose there?
Yeah, great. Well, we have the Hub on Canal, we have the Arts, we have Marine Discovery, which has a very small indoor area. And we need to kind of grow those type of areas. I mean, we have, the film and we have, bowling and we have some other things. But when you think about going on vacation, you want some kind of experiential, thing to do, something maybe you don't have in your own backyard. So it's those kind of things that we would look forward to, developing. I know the Hub on Canal is doing an expansion behind Jane's, and they're going to have more, classes and everything. I mean, the pottery classes are selling out. It's something that we always promote too. They have a lot of classes on a whole bunch of different topics. So things like that are really important so that, we do get rain. It doesn't usually rain all day, but our seasonality, we're in the H season right now, so it gets a little tough, it gets hot. So what can you do when people need that reprieve? They've been to the beach, they're pink, they need to get out of the sun, and we want to have that indoor experience for them,
We
so
call those bars.
there's those two.
Hey, question, and maybe with Deering Park and Edgewater and all the houses they're building, are they building any entertainment or, I know there's a commercial area, but is there any entertainment zone down there or anything that's gonna,
There might be some that evolve naturally, depending upon what the market demands are in the business, downtown Main Street area that they're gonna create. But for Edgewater, on the corner, there's a pie piece of property. It's about 160 acres, and that is Hawks Gate. And that is supposed to be the entertainment. It's supposed to be bowling alley, movie theater, all of those kind of indoor, and then also the surf park. the Wave Park was all supposed to be on that property.
That would
So-
be really neat. I'm really hoping that the surf center comes to fruition, because that would allow people to enjoy the water without actually being out there if it's inclement weather. And then that's like a whole destination unto itself too, with what they were planning, maybe a restaurant there and hotel and whatever.
Is
so.
Hawks Gate, that's not Miami Corp property.
No,
No,
that
yeah,
is
'cause-
Mr. Lopez.
Michael, yeah. And they're also building a wave park in Felsmore, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I read about that. At one
Where?
point in Felsmore,
Yeah.
down south,
Yeah.
off of West 95 there, like $2 billion they're putting into that property. Pretty amazing, so.
Yeah, and it has a very unique following, which could bring on some surf competitions and things like that, that maybe you can't do out in the open if it's bad weather, and you can bring it in there or just do something different. So, yeah, very unique opportunities with that. Yeah.
Any last questions?
No, this is great.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
And
I
we
appreciate the
wish you well
time.
in your efforts.
Thank you.
clearly.
Let me know how I can help.
Thanks.
Thank you, Debbie, so much.
Be in touch.
She calls her car Meals on Wheels.
Let's see, now we move on to participation. So let's survey the audience, and you have 3 minutes to speak if you like. It doesn't look like anybody's going to request that at this time, so we'll move on to old business. Is there any old business to discuss that Jesse, guys?
I had one. In your packet, we did have the duties and responsibilities and all the plans in there, but I do realize too that, I just wanted to say that thank you all for your service. I very greatly appreciated your input and all of your time and efforts put into this. The terms do expire on September 1st. If you are interested in reapplying and being reappointed, if you would just kindly send me an email letting me know, and that way I can put that on the agenda and have the commission. I believe that we will be switching a little bit and bringing back the original Economic Development Advisory Board, not just a task force, because those are very task specific, and we wanted to make sure that we're being broad in kind of what we're doing.
How would that differ from the experience we've had so far?
The advisory board is big picture, 30,000, and really, we're going to be working on revising our economic development strategic plan that was adopted in January of 2020. So we have hired the consultant, which is Kimley Horn, and they're going to help us revise and update our economic development plan as well as our CRA plan. So your input will be paramount to updating those and then working those plans and how do we go forward? How do we go forward with redeveloping US 1? And how do we go forward with bringing that balance and that diversity into our tax base and bringing those kinds of businesses here that we want? So it'll be strategizing and then working that strategy is basically what that'll be doing. So it'll be exciting. We're working those plans and kind of rewriting them and adding some things in. I've been talking to our development services director. He's got a lot of really great experiences in other communities in which he's worked, of expanding maybe our arts district so that it includes more of our downtown of US 1. And those are some of the brainstorming thoughts that we've had, but we'd love to have more public input and especially your input from this board,
So would we be making recommendations to city leaders that they would act on, per se?
Yes, we will, as a board, be making recommendations. They'll be vetted here, and then when we come and we make a vote, and then those recommendations would go on to the city commission for them to vote on.
Has that been approved, moving from a task force to
It has not. It's still in the, I've drafted some new bylaws and things like that, and kind of borrowed some things from what we've done here in the past and in some other cities. And
Is it anticipated that the next term would be an advisory board as opposed to a task force?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, but nothing's set in stone
Right.
yet.
Well, for this body, it sounds like we have one more meeting, right?
Right.
In August.
Yep.
So we'll make it our big one, it'll celebration of the effort done here? I don't know. I might bring a Shetland pony and a clown.
But,
Well,
but
thank you.
if you, I mean, I would love to have all of you serve again and continue on. So if you're interested in doing that, I just need an emails to me just saying that you're interested. Yes, I would love to, you know, be reappointed, and then I just need that notification.
Thank you. Yeah, that's different than, you
Yeah.
know, if it's going to be an advisory board,
Yeah.
that might change.
And so they would be 3-year staggered terms, you know, is how we would do that. And that way we would have that continuity instead of everyone terming out at the same day, at the same time, in the same year. It would be set up just a little bit different.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Now we're going to move on to, unless there's any comments? No. Obviously, I like to talk. Is there any new business that we want to discuss? We are obviously coming to the end of our term and look forward to what maybe the future holds, but any new business?
Not so much new business, but just a question for you, Samantha. Maybe you know this. Curious what is being, what's going into the property just south of the old Tin and Taco on Cooper and Jessamine.
Property south.
Yeah, it's
say that.
got a chain link fence. Do you happen to know, Jess? What-
It's got footers too, so it's nothing, it's gotta
So
be big, because it has footers on it.
The gentleman that owned the property,
Mm-hmm.
there, the taco stand is behind it.
Yeah.
We've met with them a couple times, a couple pre-application meetings, and they want to turn that into a full-service restaurant. But it was a gas station first, and so there's a lot of work that has to be done for the electrical,
I think
as
he's-
well as the grease trap,
I
and
think he's talking about the other property south of the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so-
not
the
talking about one
empty
of Flagler.
lot.
Yeah, the empty lot that
We
was there.
have not, we have not met with them yet. That
Well,
I'm
they're building.
aware of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're starting to put something in there.
Yeah,
They got
I can,
footers?
I can go back and look, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay.
I can send you an email.
Behind, with the Flagler, Flagler, right?
Yeah,
On
speaking
the
to your
west
mic,
side. On the-
it's a little
yeah.
loud outside.
On the west side of Cooper and Flagler and Jessamine, basically, Cooper and Jessamine is where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right
Right on the
below
corner
10
there,
and
used to be an
Taco.
empty lot.
On the east or west?
It's gonna be on the
West side.
west
West
side,
side.
southwest side of,
It used to be an old concrete building that got tore down.
many years ago.
Yeah. And now I think they put footers in.
Yeah, they got footers there, they got a lot of construction going on.
Yeah.
So it appears to be, it's gonna be a big structure because it has the rebar going out of the footers there, which means they're gonna build a wall.
Right.
It seems like they're gonna build concrete walls there.
You
Okay.
know what? If you hold that thought for just a moment.
She's gonna find out for
I can
us.
look it up.
Okay.
Thank you. And
She said, hold that thought.
hold that thought.
John.
Yeah, John.
What?
She said, wait a second.
Oh, sorry.
She's thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was moving along.
Gotta keep you in line
Hey,
here.
we try and run a tight ship here, guys, before the flood.
Yeah.
Pressure's on,
I
Samantha.
know, I can't seem to get in.
Dual process.
In regards to your question about the
Did you look at
entertainment
our
center down
maps?
at Deering Park, if they're gonna do what they did in Abacoa, they will have a city center like they have in Abacoa.
They do have
Yeah.
that, kind of
Remember, one of the
noted
guys-
on the plat, but I didn't know if it had any, like an
Intentions.
amphitheater or.
No,
Yeah.
the amphitheater I heard.
That's your idea.
Oh yeah, I know that, but the amphitheater I've heard is going south in Edgewater. Because when I met with Mike
That'd still
Lopez,
be great, though.
when we first put the group together, I met with Mike Lopez about doing this originally out west, like we discussed 2 years ago. And I met with him, I gave him my proposal, a PowerPoint that I presented to him, and he liked it. He took it, so now he's going west, he's going south.
It does seem like Edgewater has a more freewheeling
Yeah,
development.
it does. It does seem
environment.
they have more bold initiative, bold ideas.
Samantha's to blame for that. Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, that's all my fault.
It's
I
credit
think
to you.
the moratorium has officially been lifted in Edgewater, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on that's not on that's not on the west side, that's only on the, certain areas south of, 442, where the moratorium took place. It wasn't,
They're gonna have to rescind all of that because of that Senate bill that
yeah,
got passed.
190, 1180.
Yep.
So that's out the window now, so.
Yeah.
So if you go to our website and go to the maps page,
Mm-hmm.
there is a map that shows all of the development activity in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I got locked out of my,
Is that regularly updated or
yes,
Once a
we
month.
update that
real time?
every month,
Every month.
real
After they-
time. So would that be 300 Jessamine?
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be right.
Okay. Oh, approved project. Come on.
Although I'm surprised the address would be Jessamine and not Cooper. But,
I know. That's kind of weird.
yeah,
Chinantaglia would be Cooper,
yeah,
and I guess the gas station is Flagler.
yeah.
Yeah. It's on there, I just can't,
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, on a phone, it's hard to see the map.
yeah, it's really hard to see on the
You have to be
phone.
on a computer.
And I got bumped out of the computer, so I
Yeah.
apologize. But
Well,
it is in there.
No, I'll take a look when I get home.
Yep, from a computer works best.
Okay.
Yep.
I think
Okay.
the other thing I want to bring up, and it doesn't, I mean, it does, but it doesn't impact economic development. Has anyone in here been on Sugar Mill Drive? Like if you go on west on 44 and you make a right on Sugar Mill, there's a development going in on the left-hand side.
Yes.
It is god-awful.
Yeah, it's a,
I
it's
mean,
a,
I'm sorry, but it
so-
looks like barracks. I don't understand how
It's-
that happened right
it's
there.
it's an affordable housing development, is what it is. But I'm not sure it's in conjunction with the new hospital, but that's where
No, it's part of the Coastal Woods PUD, and
is it?
I'm totally floored
Yeah,
that they allowed that to be built to look the way it does.
Looks awful.
It is awful.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, development is going to happen, we know this here, it's going to happen in this town, and no one's going to stop it. I've been to many meetings in this building right here, for the last 3 years, I would say, and at every time, we think things are going to change, they don't change. So, no matter, and a lot of times,
But
their hands are
even,
tied.
like, even the color scheme, I think with a different color scheme, it would be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but you should drive down there if you
I
haven't.
will. I will.
Yeah, it's
Does
right-
that have to
Not
be
good.
approved by the?
Should have been.
I know,
Yeah.
I've followed Deering Park and they
Yeah,
have
so
pretty
those
exacting.
would be in their plain unit development agreement or their MDA, right? Same, there would be in their agreement of what
Right.
they are
Right.
supposed to look like.
Well, here's the conundrum. When you sign an MDA, like we just did with Deering Park for the next 30 years, and it happened in Venetian Bay, and it happened at Legacy Walmart, they can come back in 10, 15, 20 years and say, oh, by the way, we were supposed to put this building here, but now because we want to change it now. So they come in here and they ask for it, doing a quasi-judicial hearing, and they ask for a variance and say, we want to zone it now from this to this. What happened to you guys' town center at Venetian Bay?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a town center. Originally, the MDA was the plans 20 years ago. It's a beautiful event here. Oh, you know what? Now we're going to make an apartment complex here.
Well,
So
it got
they
sold-
come,
remember it got sold though, right? So it got
yeah,
bought by
right, what
GLC.
happens though? So if you do an MDA for the next 15, 20, 30, 40 years, you can amend that MDA as many times as you want. So you're right. So as a developer comes in and goes, hey, you know what? I changed my mind. Now I want to do this. Same thing at
But the
Walmart.
commission could vote, I mean, they have this final say on whether
They-
those get
I have-
changed or not.
Right. I have yet to see, as long as I've been coming to these meetings here, and I've been to ones that are very contentious, to where they argue with the lawyers and they do all kinds of stuff. End of the day, okay, go ahead and do it. So, yeah, that happens.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm
Did you-
going to move us along.
No, why?
Because
This is fun.
this is, the interesting part. Samantha, you're going to give us your report.
I do. So the first thing you have in your packet, and see if Phil can bring it up, is the economic impact of aviation and aerospace. And we were talking about economic impact of tourism. And this was really timely. So I attended the quarterly meeting at the Economic Development Division for the county. And they had a really great presentation, which I downloaded and shared for you, and I have it printed in your pack as well. And it looks like this. It's in the second group of, and we talked about how much aviation and aerospace industry has increased in Volusia County versus the entire state and even the United States. So it's increasing everywhere. You know, we have spaceports in several states around the United States. And we, at the Team Volusia meeting that we just had late last week at the board meeting, we had Matt Chestnut from Space Florida come and give us a presentation as well. And they have some really great tools that we could utilize if we were able to land a company or that was in a related industry that related to aerospace or aviation, with leasing land and paying for land and helping paying for infrastructure and helping paying for even financing very low interest rates with the construction of the building. So it was really great partnership that he mentioned. So if you go through this PowerPoint, and I won't belabor every page on it, but if you get down into the Florida aviation and, you know, 141,000 jobs just in the state of Florida between aviation as their economic impact. And then on page 123, which is this Volusia County Aviation and Aerospace GDP, and look how much it's increased in the last 10 years. It's gone from $111 million up to $187.9 million. So it's a huge jump here in Volusia County for
How do we get that
aviation-related.
here in New Smyrna Beach?
So there is on our website, if you go to the NSB airport, there is a really nice image, infogram, if you will, about the economic impact of our airport for our community. And it's very immense of the economic impact for our airport. And so I'm working very closely with the airport manager, director, and team of working with the little bit of land that we do have remaining, of trying to attract some businesses that are in the related industries to create more of an economic impact, create jobs around our airport.
Is there thinking going on yet about, beyond the airport, because that is a limited space? You can't fly certain size planes in, so it's going to be kind of limited to the future of aerospace.
There has not been any discussions of expanding the airport properties. Actually, I believe that they're looking at a way to maybe sell the properties that the city is leasing from the airport, like with the sports complex existing and some things like that.
And they could never expand except corporate jets, right? It's just too small a runway.
It's too, yeah. I mean, but there's a sweet spot there, for the size of the airport.
G5.
You can get a G5 in it? You landed yours?
I have many times.
So the next slide talks about the economic impact for the county, $3.9 billion and 18,000 jobs just on aviation systems. And how many business establishments are here in Volusia County? There are 64, which over the last 10 years, that's an increase of 16%.
They're doing a great job up by the airport up there.
They really are. And the other slide I just wanted to bring to your attention was the one that has this it's page number 126, it's slide number 9. So in 2015, Volusia County had 930 jobs, and statewide it was 91,000. But in 2024, Volusia County increased to 1,572 jobs, which is a 69% change over the 10 years, which is 10% more than the state overall. So we are definitely doing something right here in Volusia County, because those are the higher paying jobs that we are really seeking, and that we also noticed during COVID that these kinds of jobs were more resilient from the downturn in the economy. So again, trying to diversify our economy here in New Smyrna Beach. So it was a great meeting. If you ever have opportunity to go to those meetings, they're very informational.
Which one is this?
This is the county, the Q meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think the
gone to
next
that.
one is on August. So if you have the time, breakfast is free. You just have to register. I'd be happy to forward those invites to you. Yeah, free
Yeah.
breakfast.
Is that at the airport?
It is at the airport, yes, but they are just chock full of information. I just wanted to bring that to you because since we were talking about economic impact today, kind of give you a full gamut of all the wonderful things we have going on. I did include the impact of tourism from Debbie's slides. And also there is a Florida economic forecast in here, which I downloaded and shared with you. And it just talks about, this is from Florida Watch. It talks about the population. On page 190 in that report, it talks about population and net migration. And it says that Florida's population is projected to increase by 1.4 million people from 2025 to 2030.
That's Volusia County or Florida?
That's Florida. So this is a state report. So it just kind of gives you a glimpse, and we really are very well positioned to receive quite a bit of that population as well. I was looking back at the numbers, and in the last 5 years, New Smyrna Beach population has increased by 19%. So we are becoming the place to live, and it's traditionally, historically, really been in Volusia County, Ormond Beach. But I went to the real estate value meeting that VCARD hosted, and New Smyrna Beach was far ahead in as far as the price of real estate sales, ahead of Ormond. So residential and condo pricing.
We're the Beverly Hills of Volusia County now.
Yes, we are becoming that.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes. And I was the only one in the audience, and I'm going clapping, and, no one else from Ormond was amused at all.
I read in and see in the media a lot of reports about how people are leaving Florida. The housing market is, the average price is going down because of, I guess, it's not COVID anymore, and people have to work from offices. Can you come? Are you seeing that, or is?
I'm not seeing that. We're looking at average home, values here in just New Smyrna Beach are $455,000, and they're very much increasing in even Edgewater and the Florida Shores up to $350,000. So, we're looking at all of these houses being built and popped up in here in just Southeast Volusia or Volusia County overall, or the state overall. You travel anywhere, and I mean, they're building them and they're selling them. And we still have a lot of influx of people coming from California, New Jersey, New York, and a lot of people from South Florida are coming up trying to kind of get rid of or kind of leave the craziness and the big traffic in South Florida. And I've talked to a lot of people that are coming here to New Smyrna Beach because it's beautiful. We have wonderful restaurants, we have wonderful arts, there's always something to do. And for them, housing is still very affordable for them.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Story's out.
And what Debbie alluded to as well, and stated, and has always been a truism here, is that people come on vacation here, they own a business, they end up moving their business here. And, I've worked for a couple of them, so that is a definite truth that does occur here in New Smyrna Beach.
In Deering Park down in Edgewater, when's the first houses start getting constructed?
So they are currently clearing. When I talked to Ryan this last week, he said that they are clearing. They have the first 2,000 units approved, as well as the Welcome Center. And so they are clearing and grading and starting all of that. They'll put all the infrastructure in first. So it'll be a while before you actually see them go vertical because they have to do all the underground first.
2027.
Is that Coulter doing all the build, or is that?
I believe so for the homes, yes. That's their
No.
partner.
For Deering Park?
Yes.
No, there's like 5 different home
Oh,
builders.
are there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I don't
they-
even think Coulter's one of them.
Coulter, I said.
Coulter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coulter. I
And
think
they got-
Coulter.
Yeah, they're
Dave-
part of the Deering
David
Park
Wheat-
Development Corp.
David Weekly is doing homes down there.
Oh.
Taylor Morrison's got some homes that they're building. There's like
So
5.
they've found some partners to actually build that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that in the next 10 years, we'll double our population here.
Quite
Yeah.
potentially, yes.
Because we're going to have 10,000 homes in the next 10 years.
Mhm.
Yes, we are.
So times 4, that's 40,000.
You're
And
gonna
they're
have
not
more
building any
you're gonna have
good
more than
Edgewater
10,000.
beaches, are they?
No,
So
not unless
they're
they
gonna
can
be
get
coming here.
the wave park, if they can get that built, that would be their beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I was really excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to stress our traffic.
Yeah, but John, a traffic impact study was done that it will not affect us traffic here.
Do I?
No, that was,
it a
no,
tinge of
that,
something?
that was said here at the meeting, you were
Yeah.
there, when it was
Yeah.
done a traffic study impact.
Well, clearly.
What
it
happened,
will.
so?
That's impossible.
Because
just
the
like a-
impact was only for there, not for the whole city, just for there. Yes.
Just a couple more things. I have some dates for you that I put into my staff report. So this evening is the Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours.
I'll see
The
you there.
host is Hometown News, and it's going to be held at the General Public House. I believe it starts at 5 o'clock. The Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition is doing a workshop, Bridging Finance and Operations, on July 22nd. The location will be the Edgewater City Council Chambers. The Chamber of Commerce Roundtable for the City of New Smyrna Beach businesses is July 23rd at 5 o'clock at the Chamber of Commerce. And Volusia County Association for Responsible Development, otherwise known as VCARD, they are doing a overview. The county has implemented a new voluntary low-impact development practices that has some incentives with that program, and they're going to unveil that on July 24th. And I have a flyer in the newsletter on that if you're interested. And then I'm attending the Space Symposium and Expo at Cape Canaveral on August 22nd. And then the Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce, we're doing our Southeast Volusia Economic Development Summit on October 23rd from 8 in the morning until 12 noon. So we'd love to have everyone there for that. So just kind of put those dates.
What was the last one?
The summit,
Oh,
Where's that at?
it's going to be at the Brandon Center.
yeah,
So it'll
that'll
be
be a
all
good one.
3 cities, and what we're going to do is, remember the Southeast Volusia Economic Development Regional Plan that we've seen a couple times, we've looked over? So we're going to have kind of an update on that, where we are, and kind of next steps, and probably what we want to walk away is kind of a supplemental to that plan. And we're going to have some information on development and kind of how it occurs and what happens, and economic development's not a 4-letter word, as well as talking about stormwater and flood prevention, as well as transportation and parking and mobility. So there'll be some good information and updates on what the 3 cities are doing, as well as the county, and where we are partnering together, and where we've been able to get grants, and kind of what we have coming up moving forward. So it'll be a really good informational.
Could you go back to the August 22nd? That's a space, what's that again?
It's the Space.
Is that in our packet?
Space Symposium and Expo is down at Cape Canaveral.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Interesting.
Any comments from the
Yes.
August group here?
Have there been any consideration to creating the NSB airport as a spaceport?
No, not a spaceport.
Why not? Let me ask that question.
Because the spaceport is really going to be down the future, and the development of expanding that is at Kennedy Space Center property. And
What is a spaceport? Is that a?
No, the reason I asked the question is because Homestead Air Force Base, Opelika, and the Tamiami Executive Airport, which is in West Kendall, have now been designated as spaceport. Does it mean they're going to have shuttles there or launches there? It means that businesses can now, because the area is called a spaceport, they can go and get federal tax money and build business there and get 50% off their taxes on that, of the infrastructure.
so we could
there's
we don't have to be a spaceport to be able to get assistance like that because of our partnership with Space Florida.
Okay.
So we have opportunities to get funding through federal funding.
Okay.
And you have the overlay, don't you?
We do, and we
Right.
have, yes.
But would a spaceport give us some, additional cred here and value? Yeah.
Potentially,
Yeah.
yes.
Because the way they were selling it, or they were advertising it was like for example, Homestead, to have businesses there, to create more, to build things for space.
See, all of our airports here in Volusia County that are municipally owned, those are ripe for working with Space Florida because some of the caveats of working with Space Florida. So if we landed a company and let's say they built a component that was used or sold
right.
to Blue Origin or SpaceX or something, and they came here and they wanted to locate at our airport, Space Florida could come in and lease the property from the airport and help them. They would build all the infrastructure. They would also help them finance or maybe even build the building, and that the company would just lease it over time.
I see.
So it allows us a lot of flexibility because we own that land and we haven't sold it. That allows us to be able to work with Space Florida, who basically is federally funded.
Right.
And I would add, Space Florida has a term they use, special dirt, which
Yes.
is essentially government-owned land.
Correct.
Right.
And in some of the conversations we've had with the Deering family about doing something like that at Deering Park Innovation Center, which would then allow for Space Florida to do the things that they do. And
Right.
that's not the airport. And I don't know, does the spaceport have to have an airport or a,
The other airports there. There's
Yeah.
the one in West Kendall, the one in Homestead.
Yeah, I just
But
wonder.
But they're not commercial airports.
Yeah.
They're not airline airports.
Yeah.
They're just executive airports,
Okay.
like here.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
we
there-
could do something like that, and how it would work is there would be some kind of agreement between Deering Park and the city, where the city would take ownership of that land, and then that's how we could get Space Florida involved. I've
Right.
been very close, gotten that far in a previous project in Edgewater, where we had worked with Space Florida, and we were very close to doing that, and something happened, but there is a way to do it.
That's
It's
something
very
worth,
feasible.
Yeah. Exploring.
Yeah.
How do you build industry out in Deering Park?
With limited land, basically.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have
You know, the other, if I could switch gears on us here just a little bit, the other thing that I think is worth talking about, and I believe the city is planning to do something about it, is providing dockage for boaters that we currently don't have. For boaters that come in, especially in larger boats, they don't have anywhere to stop in New Smyrna Beach. If they can't get dock space at Outriggers, there's really nowhere else. So I think the city has got plans to add docks over here by the
Marine Center?
not the Marine Center.
At the
but-
North Causeway.
North Causeway, thank you. And I really see the economic potential for that. I believe what I was told is that there's going to be at least 2 slips for 100-foot boats. There's a private development going on down by Boston Whaler that just received approval, where they'll have a stack house and area for a resort to be built, some residential homes as well too, and that's close to being finalized. But I really see where we have an opportunity here to really take advantage of the fact that there is nowhere for a transient boater to dock their boat, spend the night, spend their money, and I see that as being something that could make New Smyrna Beach even more attractive. In addition, and I believe I'm correct on this, where the ships go out of Canaveral, they're getting rid of 860 private slips. Those people are all going to lose their slips because they're creating another area for a cruise ship to go out of. And that, of course, represents a heck of a lot of money.
Yeah.
So then where are those 800 boat owners going to dock their boats, So there's opportunity on the water as well as in the air.
Yeah, that's very true. And the city has already RFP for the marina. I think they're building floating docks on this construction equipment already out there on the marina, on the North Coast Marina, on the west side of it.
Yeah.
All right, on the outrigger side, they're going out for an RFP to build the docks out there that were destroyed by the hurricane. So
Right.
that is in the works.
Right,
That's
right.
already been, in planning for, I think, 2.5 years now. Do that there.
And I think that also North Causeway Marine owner, whose name is escaping me right now, is retooling his boat storage where he's going to be able to add additional
Right,
stacking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And the city is also working with its own marina that it owns out there to change the temporary docking and shorter and longer, that kind of stuff.
Okay,
So that's
okay,
already
good,
been
good.
in the work there.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that we have in the city that unfortunately we don't own, we lease for the next 30, 25 years, is the Anglers Club,
I knew you were going to say that.
you know? It's a lease that was signed 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and it expires in 2047. And if we don't start talking about it now, we think, that's a long time for now, but I've already been here 6 years living in this town. It's like yesterday. But we started to think about that in the future, and how do we recoup that? The city recoups that. 'Cause that's a prime land, prime real estate,
It sure is.
right there. So,
That's been a battle.
I've heard. I've heard. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone.
I thought so. Nobody wants to touch that. It's the third rail.
Yeah. Any other things you wanted to
That was
inform
all I
us on?
had for you today.
Thank you. Debbie, anything else? Thank you for sitting through our meeting here. We don't often get company, so.
I have one final thing.
There you go.
Are we going to touch on the future agenda items?
Yes, we were getting to that. Don't
Okay.
jump the gun.
It sounded to me like you were wrapping it
No,
up.
I was just,
You want to get out of here.
I was just warming up, you know. Yes, future agenda items. What would you like to add?
I'd like to have a discussion, Sam, at some point. I think there's possibly some USDA programs that we might not be aware of that we could take advantage of. And knowing someone that works there, they're willing to come to meetings like this and give presentations on what's out there and what's available.
Okay,
And I think it would be worth exploring as a future agenda item.
okay. Do you have a contact
I do.
information you
I'll
can
pass
send
that
to
to
me?
you.
That'd be great.
Mhm.
Yep.
Any other future agenda items? Sir? No?
No?
All righty.
I have-
As a sidebar,
I have one last.
637,000 new people moved into Florida in 2024. There was a record number leaving, but of course there would be because the population is growing. But they didn't cite any number, which in itself is interesting to the article.
I have one last thing.
Sure, we've got a minute or two.
Director and my fellow colleagues and chairman, this is my last day as a member of your
You're not
task
going to
force.
join us for the August meeting?
No, I will not. I'm indeed resigning as of right now.
Oh, was it
So-
something I said?
Always, John. No, I've come, I've done my time, and, you know. it's not been-
Well, you know, as chair, I thank you for your service.
What are you gonna do next, Jess?
Make your life miserable.
He's going to be a rabble-rouser at commission meetings.
I don't know, Dave. I don't know.
No?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah?
I'm just gonna relax.
You okay?
Oh, fine. I'm fine.
How's pickleball?
Outstanding.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
thank you, Jess, for all of
Yeah,
your
thank you for
service
your
and all of your,
It was a pleasure.
input, and
Thank you for
it's
the
greatly
opportunity.
appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.
And your commitment to the city, too. You know,
Thanks, Dave.
we don't always agree, but what I do appreciate and respect about you is that you do your homework, you care, and you're willing to help other people learn, because a lot of people just have an opinion,
Right.
but you have an educated one.
Thank you.
Show
Well
up.
said, well said.
I showed up.
Can you show up?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, that's true, too.
Part of leading is
And-
showing up.
Speaking of which, Dave, your comment on the commissioners about off subject, sorry, about the stop sign
Oh, the four-way sign,
on Flagler, they put one with a little sparkling light there.
the LED lights, yeah.
And I did bring that stop sign on Cooper and Ocean to the commissioners about 3 years ago. And their comment was like, we don't need more stop signs. I'm like, okay, sure. So, yeah.
And you got the sparklies, huh?
You did, Dave. Where'd he go, man? He up there one time he gets it done right away. I tell you.
True
A lot
power
of power.
here in the
A lot of power
community.
Dave has, I tell you.
Well,
Amazing.
thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, especially for your
Pleasure.
service, and we'll see you sometime in August. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and
So now I
We're
can be on
adjourned.
that side, now make your life miserable.